Sup YouTube, my name is Roxox and welcome back to another video. What did I just hit? Long fingers, they bump things. The real problem is that I talk with my hands a lot. Anyways, we have made it to the end of another year, which means it's time to talk about the anime that I've watched. So I made a video last year talking about how the anime I watched absolutely traumatized me, and I am happy to say that this year has been so much better. Yes, there was some angst here and there, but for the most part, it was good. It was really good. So, yeah, let's talk about the anime that I've watched this year and enjoyed. Also, list of animes I'm mentioning with spoilers, so you can avoid it if you want to. But yeah, let us get into it. So the first one I want to talk about is Black Butler. I'm not gonna get it right. Kuroshitsuji, okay? The public school arc. This thing, which I apparently cannot say in English. So I'm still new to this one, and this was my first time watching a season as it was coming out. And I was looking at this opening trying to find clues because as soon as I saw little zombies walking in the woods, I got overly excited because zombies mean my husband Undertaker is gonna show up. And I think I figured it out in like 3 episodes that he was the headmaster, but it was still so fun watching that whole thing play out, and yeah, it was fun. So I decided for this video I'm going to do rankings for the anime that I'm talking about, and for this one I would give it like a 7 out of 10 because I was honestly just more invested in seeing Undertaker reveal himself as the headmaster than what was actually going on with the rest of the storyline. So yeah, and also freaking Prince Soma showed up. I hate him. I cannot stand him. He irritates me so much. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I just realized I forgot to go a little more to the side when I said that. I'm not doing that again. Black. I still can't say it in English. Second anime I want to talk about is Demon Slayer the Hashira training arc, and thankfully I can say that whole thing in English. Actually, is Hashira English or Japanese? In English it's pillar, isn't it? Do they say Hashira in the English one? I don't know. Anyways, first of all, this one actually made me a little sad because I kept thinking to myself how Rengoku would fit into this, and so yeah, it gave me a little bit of the sads, which is not very fun. So the first thing I have to talk about with this was in the first episode, Mitsuri explaining the events of the previous arc. Cuteness overload. And she also talks with her hands and her whole body basically, like me. I adore Mitsuri, and just seeing her get overexcited and explain things with sounds instead of adjectives. Oh, she's precious. Now, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but Demon Slayer is the reason I grew an appreciation for art styles, because even now, Demon Slayer is the, for lack of a better word, prettiest anime that I watch. It looks amazing. And the fight between Sanemi, Obanai, and oh gosh, what is Mist Baby's name? Muichiro. That looked so good. Also, the ending of this arc. My gosh. Everything from Muzen's walk to the explosion to the final scene to all of them falling into the Infinity Castle. It looked so good. Yes, there was a bit of sadness going on in the middle of that, but at least it looked good. So good. We also got Gilmei's backstory in this, which I actually knew before seeing it, but as we learned from last year, just because I know something doesn't mean it's gonna hit any less when I see it animated. So, that hurt a lot. I adore him on so many levels. And just for the record, I think I know all of the spoilers for things that are coming up. So, I know. Okay, I know. My rating for this one, 10 out of 10. No complaints. Like, I loved everything about it. Also, a Tengen in an eye patch hits different, and yeah, I'm starting to understand why people say that I have a thing for eye patches. I should actually do a video talking about all my things that I go for. It's weird and it's funny. But yeah, let's just move on to the next one before I get on another tangent. Next, I want to talk about My Hero Academia Season 7. So I almost didn't watch this because if you watched last year's video, you know that I pretty much rage quit halfway through Season 6 because of the Todorokis. But it's like, you know what? I have nostalgia towards My Hero Academia because it had such an impact on me and, you know, me being in the whole anime scene and doing cosplay stuff. So I do want to stick with it, and I'm actually kind of glad I watched this season because I actually did a lot of crying and not sad crying for this. It hit me in all of the fields and not necessarily in a bad way. First and foremost, we have to talk about Jiro and Tokoyami going after freaking All for One. Like, as a Jiro Kenny, I was very proud. I also felt a lot of pain, but that was freaking cool. So the first episode that made me cry and made me glad I was actually watching this season was the episode with Shoji and Koda, because these are the two little babies of 1A. And I'm so proud of them. I was crying over being proud of them for stepping up as heroes. Oh, all of the good feels. The next bit that made me cry, I think over 2 episodes if I'm remembering correctly, was the end of the fight between Toka and Ochako. I've mentioned this before, I adored Toka. I would adopt her as my little sister. She is the cutest, sweetest, most precious thing in the world, and I love her smile as well. And yeah, I will always cry over Toga. Then there was also Monoma having his moment of being super, super helpful, and I did not realize how attached I was to him until I felt so happy seeing him being like, I'm helping, I'm doing something. I don't know, that was just precious. And finally, the #1 reason why I am glad I watched this season was the return of Gentle Criminal. He is absolutely my favorite villain from My Hero outside of the League, and him and La Brava, all of the good, happy, squishy feels. I adore them on so many levels. Like, just for them alone, if I knew beforehand that they were gonna come back, that would have been enough to make me watch this arc. I actually watched it because I heard that Jiro was having a moment. And, you know, Jiro Kenny, Jiro cosplayer, I had to know. So despite all of my enthusiasm talking about this, I would only rate this a 5.5 out of 10 because my enthusiasm for this arc came from the individual characters I like and not because of the actual storyline. So, yeah. Okay, this could not be more perfect timing. I just checked my phone to see which one I have to talk about next. It is 11:11 and we are talking about the anime that made me want to do this video, because I actually forgot I did a video like this last year, but yeah. Butchigiri. Why is no one talking about this? Where is the fandom for this anime? Seriously. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't have a spoiler thing for this one at the start of this video, it's because I'm not going to give out spoilers for this one. Because I want people to find it and watch it and become obsessed with it. It is good. It deserves to be talked about. So I think Butchigiri is also from MAPPA. It is 12 episodes long, and if I had to summarize it in a very simple thing, it is bromance central, but not like in a skate way where it's like, okay, that's obviously a ship and that's obviously a ship. I mean, you can ship if you want, but this is just purely platonic bromances with all the different, what is the word I want? Dynamic sounds like a boring word. There's different types of bromances. You have 2 powerhouses, you have the 2 angsty ex-best friends with, you know, like what happened there. You get the 2 side characters who are just kind of always together. You have the big scary dog and little meek thingy that needs protection. I couldn't get the right word in my head, so thingy came out. Probably should have been a bit more detailed with my script when I planned this video, but basically all the bromances, it's awesome. But yeah, a better explanation of the plot would be this little dorky guy who really wants a girlfriend suddenly gets some superpowers that makes him a really good fighter, and now there are 3 rival gangs who are all fighting to get him to join them. You basically get the gist of what's going to happen from the opening, which, by the way, has an amazing song. It's called Sesame, and I think the band who sings it is called Kroy. I feel like it should sound like the color black kuroi, but it's missing the U. But yeah, look it up. It's an awesome song. So this one I would rate a 7 out of 10. It would be higher, except that I was a little bit impatient for the pacing because, like I said, you get the gist of what is happening in the opening, and there is a female love interest who is my least favorite character in the show, and I felt like a lot of time was wasted on her, and I just wanted to get to the fighting stuff. So yeah, that is the only reason why it's not a higher ranking. But yeah, seriously, go give this show a watch. It is awesome. Next up is Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Part 3. And the reason this video is coming out on the last day of the year, gosh, I hope I can get this video out today, is because I was waiting until after I had seen the last 2 episodes before I made this video. So first of all, I need to mention we had the return of Aizen. If you've seen my gaming channel, you probably have an idea of how obsessed I am with him, so it was very nice having him back, you know, just sit there in his little throne and flex his power without flexing a muscle. Like, heck yeah. Speaking of returns, my baby Nell came back! I adore Nell. She is the only Bleach character I like more than Aizen. I don't care if she's in her adult form, she is still my baby, she is my precious child. And she found the long-lost kitty cat Grimmjow. One thing I'm not happy about though is people shipping the 2 of them. Like, no, I like Grimmjow, but he's not good enough for my child. Another thing I absolutely love from this season was Kenpachi finding Hanataro in the bathroom and just dragging him along for the adventure. That's freaking adorable. I adore Hanataro, okay? In my world, he is part of Squad 11, okay? He belongs there. We all know this. That is where he truly belongs. He might be a little meek, but we know the boy is powerful, okay? How many times has he been around Kenpachi and not passed out? Okay, Kenpachi has seriously powerful spiritual energy. It knocks a lot of people out. Some people can't move. And Hanataro is always just running around as his normal self around Kenpachi. Okay, this is a hill I will die on. Hanataro belongs in Squad 11. This is a tangent I did not need to get into, but you know what? I've already said it, it's out of my mouth. Am I gonna cut it out of the video? I don't know, we'll see. I'm not going to cut it out because I have one thing to say. I hope that we get to see him actually fight and not just heal people, because I would love to see Hanataro actually fight. I know the manga's gone past this, but I don't read the manga. So, let me dream if it doesn't happen, okay? Let me have my hopes. Now, one thing I did know from the few manga spoilers that I have come across before was that we were going to see Shunsui's Bankai. And that did not disappoint. And even better, that episode came out on my birthday, so happy birthday to me. But of course, it's Bleach, and what would Bleach be without angst? And yeah, Ukitake. That's not a fun situation. Now, of course, that was bad enough, but there was a second thing that really upset me, because ever since Uyo was introduced, I have not liked the Quincy's at all. They just rub me all the wrong ways. I despise them. Except for one. Bazby. I liked him. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the trash talk with Renji. Maybe it's the hair. I don't know. It might be the hair. I have a thing with hair. We don't need to get into that now. I already went on a whole tangent with Hanataro, but I liked Bazby a lot. And then he went and got murdered by his traitorous best friend. / little brother figure. That sucked. So yeah, because of the 2 bits of angst, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Now, you know what? We will give it a 9.5 because at the very least we got Kira back from the dead. Not that Kira. Number next on the list is So, Dandadan is super popular. I don't think I need to explain too much about it. I did not know that it was a romance thing, and if I had known that, I never would have watched it because I generally stay away from that genre. But now I'm thinking maybe I should dive into it because this thing is gold. Great choice of words there. But yeah, the reason I actually started watching it is because I heard it was about monsters and the main one was voiced by the person who does Luffy's voice. So that's why I watched it. And I kind of went into it blind, and the first episode, element of surprise, the first episode. But honestly, while there were a lot of people talking about how it was kind of questionable and traumatic and questionable, and a lot of people kind of turned it off and had to think about whether they would commit to it, I was laughing my little butt off. Because on one hand, you have Okarun being chased by TYBW, who is voiced by Luffy, and you have Momo, who is surrounded by aliens, who are voiced by Zoro. That's if you're watching it in Japanese. But I was losing my mind over this, okay? To me, that was hilarious. Also, just the general idea of, you know, what happened to Okarun, I think it's funny, okay? Judge me all you want. I don't care at this point. It's funny to me. Also, Okarun is voiced by the same person who voices Tanjiro, so yeah. As you can tell, I am very into my voice actors, and we're gonna circle back to that. That is a topic I need to talk about just now as well. But yeah, if people share voice actors, I'm more likely to give something a chance. Is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? I don't know. But in this case, it was a good thing because it's why I wanted to start this, and no regrets there at all. I had to check my notes to see if I forgot to mention something, but I've already forgotten what I said. But I mean, it's Dandadan. Do I even have to explain why? Like, you've got great characters, you've got the adorable awkwardness between them, you have this specimen, like, hello. It's fun, it's awesome. Also, the freaking song. The thing I forgot to do was the rating, which should be obvious. 10 out of 10, no complaints. This show is perfect. Except for the fact that it ended on a double cliffhanger. Okay, this next one is more of an honorable mention because, like I mentioned last year, I started watching One Piece, and so this isn't something new, but it's something I got to. Now, first of all, when I did last year's video, I mentioned that my number one husband was Ace. And I had not got to Marineford yet. I got to it this year. And you know what else happened when I got to Marineford? I understood the appeal of Shirohige. He is my dad. I did a whole video on Father's Day because of this man. I am obsessed with him. So yeah, Marineford sucked. Anyways, you know what else I saw for the first time this year? Fishman Island. And I'm so glad that they are revamping, rebooting, re-releasing. They're putting out the arc again. I don't know what word they're using, but I'm glad they're doing that because I love that arc. I was sadder than Sanji when that one was over. But the real reason I'm bringing up One Piece as an honorable mention is because of the one arc that is now actually my favorite arc. And that is the Dressrosa. It sounds similar in English. Why can't I say it in English? Dressrosa. I need a do. Dressrosa. What is wrong with me? Anyways, there's so much going on in that arc. Like, there's too much going on in that arc, I would say. But I was invested in everything. It is so good. Also, Doflamingo. I despise him from the tips of my toenails to the ends of my hair. Okay? I hate him with every fiber and atom of my being. But that is because he is probably the best written villain I have come across in anime, okay? He is compelling as a villain, okay? His motives make sense. It makes sense that people would want to join his team. I get it. I hate what he does, but I get it. And honestly, he is the best big bad in One Piece that I've seen so far. Also, since we're talking about Dofi, Roshinante. This man, I saw pictures of him last year, beginning of this year, a while ago. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna like you. And I adore him, that man. But yeah, that led to angst and sadness. Since we're on this tangent, I actually got 2 One Piece husbands from this arc. Also, I didn't mention this, but from Fishman Island, Prince Fukaboshi. Heck yeah. But yeah, anyways, from this particular arc, my other new anime husband is Bartholomew. Judge me all you want, I deserve it. I judged myself when I realized this was who I was gonna simp for. Honestly, I was sitting there watching this, specifically the part where he was raising the water level a little, and that was the point I was like, oh no. But I mean, he's adorable, okay? He's socially inappropriate, but he's just a little cinnamon roll. He's adorable. He kind of reminds me of a puppy, okay? Like, he doesn't know how to behave and he just wants to be loved and appreciated. He's cute, okay? Moving along, another thing that I really liked up until the angsty end was Curious and Scarlet. My gosh, that was freaking adorable. Okay, I adore them and I need all the fanfics in the world where they just live on the hill and are happily ever after for the rest of time. They're freaking precious. Although I do need to throw this one in here because if I have to deal with this, you guys have to deal with this too, okay? So I was telling my mother about this adorable story of how she faked her own death so they could be together, and then, you know, they had a little child and he was still so traumatized from the time he killed those guys that he would only touch his daughter with gloves. And my mother, without missing a beat, is like, Lenny, how did he have a child? Innocence gone. But yeah, altogether, Dressrosa, 10 out of 10. I love this, and there's so much more I want to say about this, but I would like this to be a video I make where I don't need to rush the ending because my camera battery is done. So maybe I'll make an entire video talking about each arc, or the arcs that I really have a lot to say about. Would you be interested in that? Should I do that? Let me know. But for now, we are going to move on to the final anime I want to talk about. Okay, now just to be clear, technically this anime came out last year, but it was the end of last year, so it technically still counts for this year because in any case I only watched it this year. But I just want to talk about this one, okay? I need to talk about this one because this is my new #1 favorite anime, Atarashi Joshi wa Dotenin, or the English name, My New Boss is Goofy. And just like with Butchigiri, I would like to know, where is the fan base for this? Where is the love for this show? This show is adorable. Like, not even 3 minutes in and my cuteness aggression scale broke. Okay, why is there not more people talking about this? So this anime is also only 12 episodes long and it is from A1 Pictures. And the plot of it is 4 guys with different levels and types of social anxiety / awkwardness who work in an advertising agency together and kind of help each other get through their trauma with the power of friendship. You could probably tell how hard I was struggling to get all of those words out coherently. It's a lot of words to say. I'm sorry if that was very robotic sounding. I'm not doing that again. Now again, this show broke my cuteness regression. It is the cutest thing ever. How I found it was I was doom scrolling on Instagram and came across a little clip from the 3rd episode of a guy learning how to be a cat dad. If that alone does not scream this show is cute and adorable, I don't know what will. Also, this guy, I need to cosplay him. I need to find that little bear and I need to cosplay him because this is me, but I also simp for him, but it's me. But like,
well, you know what they say, if you can't date them, cosplay them.
Also, for those of you who are also watching Japanese, just a little thing I want to throw in here. The kitty cat that I mentioned, she has a voice actor with Darby. My Hero Academia Darby. I know it's also Zenitsu, but saying that Darby is also a little kitty cat, it hits better. But yeah, my rating for this, 12 out of 10, okay? I cannot oversell this. It is cute, it is adorable. If you need something to watch to make you forget all the angst that every other anime has most likely put you through, this is what you watch. It will make you squeal and kick your feet like a little girl talking to her crush. Okay, it is a work of art. Guess what? We did it! We made it to the outro of a video without my camera battery telling me that I'm taking too long. Success! So yeah, those are the little reviews of the anime that I watched last year, or the anime I enjoyed watching. There's 2 that I left off of this list because it's not the greatest reviews because I couldn't really get into them. Maybe that can be a whole other video. We will see. But yeah, let me know what anime you guys enjoyed watching this year, and also what you're looking forward to for next year. For me, okay, I hate angst. We all know this, but the Demon Slayer movies, I am willingly walking into the angst. It's fine, I have something fluffy to, you know, revive me afterwards, but I do want to see that play out because it's gonna hurt, but at least it's gonna be pretty. Also, we get season 2 of Dandadan, and do we get more Black Butler next year? I think we do, but now I'm not entirely sure. I know it's something to do with Emerald Witch, so I think it's next year, but I'm always looking forward to see my kooky little husband. But yeah, that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like, leave me a comment, and if you're new and want to see the next video as soon as it goes out, be sure to hit subscribe and book the bell. I don't have a schedule because I suck at actually taking my video ideas and getting in front of the camera and making them happen, but we'll work on that. We're doing better, okay? I think I did better this year than last year, so progress, yay. Do I have anything else to say? Oh, I do have a posting schedule on my gaming channel. I am posting Bleach Brave Souls videos on Shinigami Sundays. That's where I do the main story stuff. We are getting through the Zanpakuto arc on Taicho Tuesdays, and last week I started a new Pokemon series. It is a Nuzlocke run of me playing Pokemon Leaf Green, and it's very, very story-based because I'm making an attempt to see how it does with me sharing the full story of what I'm thinking when I play Pokemon games. Because, you know, why not? I'm playing Pokemon a lot, I might as well record it and share it since I have a gaming channel. So yeah, if you're interested in that, go check it out. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching, and Happy New Year, guys! I hope I almost said 2015. I hope 2025 is gonna be great. So yeah, until next year, you just keep rocking. Bye!